Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In my previous video, I had talked about the role of a UI developer. In this video, I am going to talk about the role of a UX designer. So to understand the role of a UX designer, let us first look at what a UX design is. UX stands for user experience. Now, user experience is so essential that it decides your customer retention. Let's look at this with an example. Let's say I want to buy a cap from Amazon. So here is what I would do. I would open the app on the phone or on the computer and search for caps. So I would see the list of caps available with different prices, different colors. So whatever search result you are seeing, you can filter it. You can filter it by color, you can filter it by texture, brand, size, also price and review ratings. Just imagine if the filter is not there, you would be confused. If the customer is confused, he or she would never become a buyer. You have to make that conversion, right? And you have to get rid of the confusion. So all we are trying to do is help the customer make up their mind and ultimately buy the product. Now that's where user experience is very important. So that brings us to the role of a UX designer. Now UX designer are people who are skilled in the craft of designing. So they can design the layouts, they can design how the flow should be, the look and feel of your mobile application or the web application. What are the colors we should use? What should be the navigation flow? Such things. And they are expert in designing with the help of software, of course, like Figma, Adobe, and so on. And typically what happens is in a project, when the client reaches to your company with certain idea and they want to build an application based on their idea. So the product owner along with the UX designer interacts with the customer, engages with them, identifies what is it that they want, and then interprets this into the design, presents them the wireframe. Wireframes is nothing but the design on page. It is just the static model of things. It is not a functional model or a prototype. Now, in my past experience, I have seen projects suffer because of lack of UX designer, or should I say lack of good UX designers. A good UX designer understands what a customer wants. They are aware of the current market trends. They understand the psyche of the customer and they are good in interpreting it in terms of design. I think that's pretty much what the UX designer does and is and what the responsibilities are. Okay, so this is what typically happens. The UX designer prepares the wireframes, get the approvals from the client. The client stakeholder gives the approval. Okay, the design is good. You can go ahead and build the web application. Now the UX designer gives these designs to the UI developer. UI developer turns it into the HTML, CSS pages, and that's how the application look and feel is decided. UX designer working together with the UI. So a UX designer works together with the product owner. They also interact with the client stakeholders to understand the requirements. And finally, when they have built the wireframe or the prototype, they hand over it to the UI developer. That's it for the role of a UX designer. So let's say if you are starting your career or you want to get into the IT industry, and if you're someone who appreciates good design layout and is interested in building them, so what you require is a good sense of product design, hands-on experience with tools like Figma, Adobe, Photoshop, and so on. And you should also have good understanding of mobile application design and web design. And these are certain things you need to get started on the role of UX designer. And along the way, in order to excel in this field, you require a good understanding of the customer, the domain which you're working in, and obviously, not to forget, this is a creative field. And you might find it tricky how you want to lay out and how you want to fit things into the page. And that's where your creativity would show up. You have to think outside the box. And then you should have a good business sense, a good domain knowledge, and that should help you go a long way. If you have liked this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching.